As sales exec for the region, she brings medical knowledge, network marketing knowledge, and sales knowledge. We have Vicky Hart. She has a large, oh, by the way, that's Vicky. She has a large, busy beauty salon in South Leicestershire where she runs with her daughter. Vicky has worked with skin for nearly 25 years and last year also started training as a nutritionist. Vicky started working with Enzino just over 2 years ago. We have Laura Bloomberg. She is a specialist fertility coach and holistic therapist with qualifications in hypnotherapy, EFT and hypnobirthing. Laura mainly supports women who are having a difficult fertility journey, keeping them to feel calm, confident and emotionally in control. She also offers fertility nutrition advice, ensuring the body is in optimal fertile health. We then have Jacqueline Dunn. Great name. Great name, by the way. Jacqueline Dunn is a naturopath, qualified in nutrition, homeopathy and hypnotherapy. She runs 2 clinics in Essex and Liverpool, and she incorporated Enzino into her business in November last year. And we have Srimi is an economist by profession. She worked as a senior executive for global companies in the strategy and business development. Srimi quit her job as a board director to start a direct selling business and became #1 position in Asia Pacific within 2 years. Round of applause for the ladies. What a wealth of knowledge in these women. I'm loving this. So I'm gonna ask each of you a question and let you expand on your knowledge. Please, I sent you the questions in front, so please don't feel you have to stick to the one question I ask. If you want to go with it, and I'll just keep keeping you going. So, Remy, why did you choose Enzino?
2 reasons really. From a personal angle, my mother had a quadruple bypass operation when she was 60. Both my brothers had heart attacks at 46 and 48. My husband now is a cardiologist and a lead researcher at Guy's and St Thomas's Hospital in London, and he put me onto a 10 milligram statin against my wishes. I didn't really want to go on medication. And so I was determined to come off the medication and came across Enzino and talked to so many people who have been able to reduce their medication. So that was my own personal reason. But I'm an economist. I have studied 18 different compensation plans of direct selling companies, and Enzino, hands down, is the best.
That's why you got started. And who's going to be like your customer base or the people you're pulling into this?
So I deal with a lot of corporate CEOs, executives, and none of them have a lot of time to look after themselves. So yes, they sort of go to the gym, etc., but they don't have the time to do the research themselves. So my quick question to them is, yes, you've built successful businesses, but what about your health? Who is looking after you? If there's a test that you can take that very simply gives you a critical marker of your health, would you take it? I have one. So it's really going to be people who are super busy, think they're healthy, but I want to test them.
Yeah, and do you have a story already of like your blood test or a customer or a family?
Heaps.
Pick one.
Yeah. I've only been doing this since the middle of February. But in Australia, so I have a big team now in Australia, and one of the ladies had such a severe hip problem that when I met her at a huge conference that we had in Australia 3-4 weeks ago, she couldn't get out of bed. I was sharing a room with her at this conference. She couldn't get out of bed. So I had to help her out of bed. And she said to me, "What's that stuff you're taking?" So I said about the oil, etc. Got her onto the oil. And 3.5 weeks later, that pain is gone. She says, "I can get in and out of the car with no problems. I don't feel the pain at all. This is absolutely amazing." So she's now bringing on a whole bunch of new business partners and customers as well.
The best partners are the people who experience it, I think. Especially if you have amazing results, you're just going to want to shout and tell the world, don't you?
Correct.
You want to tell everybody.
Yeah.
And what does your future in Enzino look like?
Well, I'm just putting it out there to the 150 people in the room. I have been in 2 other direct selling companies before, and I'm so excited that I talk to everybody. So I have had complaints in the past of, "Oh, Shrimi, you signed up my mother-in-law. Oh my gosh, you signed up my cousin." That's because you didn't tell them about the business. So I'm going to be talking to everybody, and if I sign up your mother-in-law and your sister-in-law and your best friend, that's your problem. You better go out there and sign everybody up.
Okay, Anna, we're going to do the same things with you.
Absolutely.
Why did you choose Enzino?
Well, the first question I asked myself, where am I going to live for the rest of my life? And the answer was here.
Yes.
So most people choose a place to live and go and look for a property and look for this location and how the decoration's going to look like and everything, but they neglect where they actually going to fill that house, where they're going to fill it with this.
Yeah.
So that was a no-brainer for me. My dear friend Al Napolitano, when he was evaluating a couple of companies, he sent me 2 presentations of 2 companies. And the first one I looked at was Enzino and the other company. And without a doubt, I said to Arti, this is the one. So I was believed that I worked in the National Health Service for a number of years. And I've seen how important health is. I've seen patients hundreds a month. And I've been working there for 10 years. And I've seen how people are suffering. And I thought, I need to do something to educate people about living well. When I went for lunch today, I was looking around all the plates and I could see a lot of omega-6s there. And I was thinking to myself, I'm going to watch them all to see what they're going to pick. If they pick the chicken, they pick in omega-6s. If they pick in the salad, they pick in omega-3s. So, and I was conscious that people are going to look at my plate. My plate had cabbage and fish cake. Anyway, that was just side, guys.
You need what you want. You need what you want. She's not really watching you. Awkward. Do you have a particular customer story or a story that has been really impacted you?
I have my own story, and I have quite a few. I've been suffering from hay fever for a number of years, since I was 15 in fact, and every spring and summer is horrendous, it's hell. Congested nose, can't sleep overnight, I'm constantly tired. When I see my manager, I tell him, listen, I have hay fever. He says, you're exempt. For the first time in 15 years, I didn't have any symptoms. And I was meeting my friend, we were going for a walk. And she was saying, are you okay to walk in the park in the middle of the month of May? And I said to her, yeah. She walked with me for 2 hours and she never seen me sneeze once or cough once. And then she asked me, Ala, what are you on? Because this is not you. I was telling her, well, we're in South London, we don't talk about these things here. But I told her the story that I'm going to use the balance oil. And immediately she said, Ala, sign me on. I'd like to try the product and take a test because she's been suffering from arthritis. She's only 40 and she's been having horrendous pain. And she's actually gone into, her doctor has put her into steroid. And she took her test, she was imbalanced, and now she's in the product. So she just saw me, I haven't even told her about the product, she just saw the fact that Alice not sneezing in the park in May, that sold it for her. I actually got another customer I was speaking to, and I talked about everything. And the last thing I mentioned to him, by the way, it reduced my hay fever symptoms. And he was, what? I've been suffering from hay fever as well, sign me on.
And what does your future look like within Enzino? Are you going to be like just getting everyone as well out there?
I'll leave that to Shrimmy. Don't recruit my mother-in-law. Or my brother.
I haven't got one, so you can recruit them.
I have found a home. And I would like to bring all my team, my wonderful team here in the back, to where I am here.
Hello, Vicky. So why did you choose to work with Enzino?
Well, I think Enzino chose me. I had horrendous eczema all around my eyes, all around my mouth and all down my neck. And I'm a skin specialist, so it was kind of embarrassing. I was also retailing a skin supplement that was omega-6, because apparently I'd been taught we need omega-6. Then I met Ruth, who's sitting over there, who we'll see later, and she, Vic, Google it. And I kind of Googled 6:3 ratio and was like, I've been lied to, I've just been lied to. Anyway, so got on the products and took them on in my clinic where I'd been selling omega-6, obviously pushed that all to one side. and we started selling the products. I've got to say I've got a team of 8 staff, and I sell probably about 99% of the products, and I think that's a personal journey. My skin, my daughter's getting married, this was in probably about March, April, my daughter's getting married in June, and I, of course, wanted my skin to look amazing for the wedding, and gradually this horrendous, I mean, I would wake in the morning and scratch my eyelids and the dead skin would fall off. It was just awful. And after about sort of 5 weeks-ish, I saw an improvement. And in the clinic, we do a lot of skin treatments, and I start with Zinzino. That's like, you know, let's start with the inside. What are your cells looking like? They're coming to the surface. And I think it's really hard to remember sometimes that when I'm treating somebody with Zinzino and I'm looking at their skin and I'm thinking, let's improve their skin, every cell in their body is going to improve. So for me, my skin improved. Fantastic, this is what I needed. 6, 7 years before I started on Zinzino, I had to stop massaging. I loved massage, it was a really big part. The holistic journey for me is huge, and I loved massaging. And I used to do just a 40-minute massage, and I'd come out and my hands would be throbbing, they were swollen, they were so sore, and I'd be literally on the verge of tears just going, I've got to stop, I can't do this anymore. After about 6 months on Zinzino, I've had a bit of a, bloody hell, my hands, the swelling's gone. I now massage. So about 8 years after stopping massage, I'm back doing massaging, which is a massive part of my business. I absolutely love it. So it's been a real journey for me. And I always say to people, we talk about treating skin, and I've got a great team, and I'm building a team, and it's fabulous. It's not a huge team, but it's great, and it's growing, and it's organic. And I've got this lovely team, and I say to them, every time you're treating skin, think about every other cell in the body, because when I treat clients, they go, oh, I don't know if my skin's improved that much. It's like, are you sleeping better? Has those aches in your knees improved? Have your hips improved? There's just such a gamut of everything, and I think everyone should sit down before they start on the product and think about every single thing that's wrong in their body, because I can guarantee it will feel better, whatever it is.
100%.
So,
And you forget, when you haven't got the problem,
yes.
If you haven't got a headache, you don't
Yeah.
think about your head.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah, a list at the beginning is
Yeah.
always really good,
Yeah.
isn't it? But they all forget.
Yeah.
So you've just done your own customer story, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So where's your future with Zinzino?
I think for me, I see I'm 60, and I'm now thinking, where do I want to be when I'm 65? I don't want to be. Thank you. Say that a bit louder. What did you say? Thank you. So my future, my husband has just had his own journey with Zinzino, which has been, he's had to retire early. So I feel very responsible for the family finances. And so for me, my future is 65, a big team, sitting at home doing absolutely, you know, managing my team, but also working ideally as a nutritionist and helping other people on their journeys. That's you know, to actually move away from the whole kind of hands-on beauty side of my business.
Yeah.
It will probably still be there because my daughter will sort of continue the legacy. But for me, yeah, I you know, my kind of is less hands-on and actually more kind of one-to-one with nutrition and Zinzino, obviously. So.
You need to get out there before Shrimmy.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm like,
No hanging around with this small team,
I'm keeping the family close, I tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. You see her coming close.
yeah, get back. They're mine.
Okay, Laura, why did you choose to work with Zinzino?
Well, my journey with Zinzino started off lying on a bed in a pretty dark room with hardly any clothes on.
Oh.
And that was down to my beautiful, gorgeous beautician, Ali Payden. And as one does when they're having beauty treatments or hairdressing consultations or whatever, you tend to spill out your life and your heart to your therapist. And talking about anything under the sun, including premenopausal, postmenopausal, fertility, skin, everything and anything that you probably wouldn't talk to most people about. And Ali had been on the Zinzino journey for a while at this point and started talking to me about it. Her room was surrounded by products, and drip by drip, session by session, over a few months, Ali would talk to me more about what Zinzino was about, and I decided, what the hell, what have I got to lose? I took the test, came back at something like 15 to 1, got to do something about it. Had a fertility journey of my own, have 2 beautiful children. I thought, I'm only in this life for once, it's not a dress rehearsal. I need to start looking at myself now, having been filled with loads of rubbish from IVF treatments and God knows what else. And I took the products and immediately, well, within a few weeks, could see a difference. My perimenopausal symptoms kind of reduced, hair quality got better, skin got better, brain fog disappeared, and that was the start of my journey, and I've never looked back.
Amazing. I have a question for you working with fertility. Are we seeing a change to the supplements that they're recommending within the industry?
The supplements that they're recommending in the industry, aside from Zinzino, are not proven to be
And is there a change? Are they starting to realise, because they're not very good, the supplements and the stuff given in that industry?
No, they're full of lots of artificial things. But the Zinzino products
Yeah.
are totally, completely
And are you having a
changing it.
struggle getting people to hear that?
To begin with, but when they hear the stories that other people and the success stories that my own fertility clients have had from being on the products, it's, they like to hear personal testimonials.
So we're back
I'm
to
just guessing.
testimonials, the power of testimonials,
Yeah,
your personal ones and any other ones
Yeah.
you can get, yeah.
absolutely. It's been a game changer for my clients.
It makes
Not
such a
in just
difference.
helping them get pregnant, but maintaining a really healthy pregnancy and also producing a really healthy, alert child.
Yeah, well-nourished, alert children, aren't they? They're the Zinzino babies.
Yeah.
We're loving the Zinzino babies. My grandson's here tomorrow afternoon, so you might see a Zinzino baby. He is 9 months old, weighs 2.5 stone, and is in size 12 to 18 months, no, 18 to 24 month clothes now.
Yeah.
He is enormous, but not like, but he's just a unit. So I hope you get to meet him tomorrow, because he's delicious. Sorry, a side note. And what does your future look like with Zinzino?
It's networking, it's spreading the word. In fact, I've actually set up a networking group recently for local health, wellness and beauty practitioners called Spreading the Word. Getting the name out there, educating people, empowering people, and just getting that message out there that our wealth is our health. What we put inside us is how we're going to live, and actually we need to take it seriously. So it's getting the Zinzino name out there.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last but definitely not least, another Jacqueline. Why did you choose to work with Zinzino?
I didn't really. I've said no for 2 years. As I know a lot of people did, I said no for many reasons. I said no because it was network marketing. I said no because it's just another omega-3. I said no because I wouldn't possibly be inflamed. I've written a best-selling book on inflammation, so I'm not going to be inflamed. And then I was given a test and it came back at 17 to 1. And I was like, okay, we need to have a chat. And I was on a Zoom call with Dr. Paul Clayton, who is incredible and answered all of my questions. And of course, it's not just another omega-3 because we have polyphenols. And then I realised the power of driving that product deep into the cell to affect the cell membrane, to make it much more flexible and absorbable, and there's no rigidity, which then really impacts my clinic. I have a bioresonance clinic. It means frequency can be accepted into the cell so much easier now, and clients have a much better and quicker result. And I have a lot of clients that come into me with itises, so arthritis, dermatitis, all the different itises, which if you're not in the field, you may not know that anything that ends in itis means inflammation. So inflammation is the precursor to every single disease. So why would you not have a product that you can A, test for, B, make sure it's working, and C, prove that it is working? So yeah, it was once all of those ducks were in a row, it was a no-brainer for me.
Are there any particular stories that, since you've been working with Zinzino, that really impacted you?
Yes, there is one, and I did ask permission to share it today. The lady that I worked with wanted me to test her children. I work with a lot of children who have, they're on the spectrum, In particular, they have a condition called PANDAS. My own daughter had PANDAS. If anyone doesn't know what PANDAS stands for, it's Paediatric Autoimmune Neuropsychiatric Disorder Associated with Streptococcus. So basically, lots of children after tonsillitis end up getting lots of different neurological issues, including tics, Tourette's, OCD. My daughter had higher level anxiety, OCD, and she was diagnosed with PANDAS. It's not actually recognised by the NHS anymore, but it is very much a condition that I can tell you. This person asked me to test their child. The child come back at 89 to 1, which was definitely within 6 months of being in Zinzino. That's one of the worst tests I've ever seen, and asked other people and they've told me the same. This person is 3 months into their Zinzino oil, so they haven't retested yet, but within 3 weeks their tics had stopped, which was absolutely life-changing for that particular family because the ticking was quite horrendous and they were getting very, very concerned. The child had started to go to school only 2 days a week because of how it was impacting them. So 3 weeks on that product and it was life-changing for them. So that's probably the most powerful story I can share.
PANDAS is one that's not spoken about. So what does the future of Zinzino look like for you? Is there going to be a best-selling book about Zinzino?
My future's actually changed in Zinzino very recently when I went to Marco's One Mondo event because anybody that was there will know that Marco shared his vision of funding schools in countries that are unable to school children because of finances. And I thought about, as an activist, I'm an activist for medical freedom, body autonomy and the right to make informed choices, what would I like to change and how could I do that? And one thing I'd really like to see a shift in is the paradigm of health. So at the moment, we have been taught that if we have a health issue, we go to the GP and we get prescribed something and that will help us. And I think that there is a whole new paradigm emerging now and we need to help people recognise that. So in October, I'm setting up a community interest project which is to treat all children for free with homeopathy. And I have a team of homeopaths that are going to be working underneath me. How am I going to fund that? How do you think I'm going to fund it?
Right, I've run out of time. Thank you ever so much.
By the way, girl power.
All girls. Thank you. You're all incredible. Your knowledge. You can't go yet. I think these guys are going to say something as well. So thank you ever so much. You can go.